And that will be consecutive to the $1,000 fines previously imposed on counts 7 and 8 for a total fine of $2,500.
Talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City.
What's the point of buying 62 buildings? You buy a couple.
Nigga Floyd Mayweather just supposedly bought up like $400-something million worth of real estate.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah. And I'm pointing like this because over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life.
From Money Mayweather to financial mayhem, has the undefeated champ been knocked out by a $402 million scam? The flash, the fame, the fortune. Is it all just smoke and mirrors now? Floyd Mayweather, a name synonymous with undefeated glory, luxury, and the kind of wealth most can only dream of, may now be facing his toughest bout yet. Not in the ring, but in the financial arena. For over 20 years, he dominated boxing with surgical precision, retiring with a perfect 50-0 record. Outside the ropes, he became just as legendary for his ultra-extravagant lifestyle. Private jets, multi-million-dollar watches, and duffel bags of cash became regular cameos in his social media posts. But now, a storm is brewing. Whispers are growing louder, and the narrative has taken a sharp and unexpected turn. Recent speculation suggests that the man who branded himself TBE, the best ever, may be entangled in what some are calling a $402 million financial fiasco. Although no formal bankruptcy has been filed, and Mayweather himself has made no public acknowledgement of financial distress, industry insiders and internet sleuths are sounding the alarm. The rumor mill kicked into overdrive after reports began circulating that Mayweather's lavish investments may not be as rock-solid as they appeared. Sources claim that the undefeated champ is potentially caught up in a high-stakes scam, or at the very least, a severely overhyped investment. The jaw-dropping figure? $402 million. That number alone has prompted serious concern. This isn't about a bounce check or delayed payment. This is a sum large enough to shake even the wealthiest of portfolios. Some financial analysts have begun asking tough questions. Did Mayweather miscalculate his reach? Was he sold a dream that quickly turned into a nightmare? Or, as others suggest, is this more about image manipulation than insolvency? At the center of this financial storm is a bold real estate play that Mayweather himself promoted online. According to his posts, he allegedly dropped $402 million to purchase a sprawling portfolio of 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan, an eye-popping deal that, if true, would place him among New York's most powerful real estate investors. But once the initial hype faded, questions started pouring in. Curious journalists and real estate professionals dug deeper, and what they found didn't quite match the social media headlines. Property records for the buildings Mayweather reportedly purchased did not show any such transaction in his name. In fact, multiple experts now believe that he may not have acquired full ownership at all. Instead, the working theory is that Mayweather may have secured a minority stake, possibly as part of a larger investment group or through an option-to-invest structure, arrangements that are far less glamorous than full-scale ownership, but still common in high-stakes real estate deals. Some say this isn't a scam per se, but rather a calculated embellishment, a PR move aimed at reinforcing Mayweather's image as a mogul. Still, in the world of high finance and public perception, exaggerations can have consequences. And for someone like Floyd, whose brand is built entirely on invincibility, opulence, and unshakable success, any hint of financial instability can hit harder than a left hook. No Floyd Mayweather controversy ever truly unfolds without his most vocal and arguably most relentless critic stepping into the spotlight. 50 Cent, the rapper, entrepreneur, and infamous internet troll wasted absolutely no time reacting to the swirling rumors about Mayweather's alleged $402 million misstep. As soon as the news started circulating, 50 took to Instagram like clockwork, delivering yet another blow in a feud that's been simmering for over a decade. He posted a video titled, "Stephen A. Smith exposes Floyd Mayweather for going bankrupt after $402 million scam." His caption, "Damn champ, they caught you cappin'. Ha 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 ha, time for another exhibition. LOL short, sharp, and scathing. Classic 50 Cent." Within minutes, the post went viral, with fans flooding the comments. Some laughed along with the rapper, roasting Mayweather's supposed financial woes, while others jumped to the champ's defense, arguing that 50 was just stirring the pot like he always does. Their feud isn't new, but it's certainly persistent. Dating back to the early 2000s and 10s, this high-profile beef has included everything from literacy insults to business jabs and deeply personal digs. The two former friends once claimed to have been close, even discussing business ventures together. But when things soured, it escalated into one of hip-hop and sports entertainment's most iconic rivalries. This latest shot by 50 added fresh fuel to the fire. While some dismissed it as typical trolling, others saw it as confirmation that something behind the scenes may actually be unraveling. And with over 30 million Instagram followers, when 50 Cent throws shade, the world notices, and the memes come fast. Floyd Mayweather is no stranger to controversy. Long before this alleged financial fiasco made headlines, his name had already been attached to a series of serious legal battles. Some of these cases have resurfaced in the public conversation, with critics pointing out that the current situation may be part of a broader pattern of questionable decisions and high-stakes risks. Domestic violence conviction, 2011. In one of the most publicized cases of his career, Mayweather was sentenced to 90 days in jail after pleading guilty to misdemeanor battery and harassment. The victim was his ex-girlfriend, Josie Harris, and the incident allegedly occurred in front of their children. The conviction made international headlines, casting a long shadow over Mayweather's squeaky clean fight record. He ultimately served 2 months behind bars, but the damage to his reputation was far more lasting. While his fan base remained strong, the incident introduced a moral dilemma for sponsors, media outlets, and fans alike. $20 million defamation lawsuit, 2015. Just a few years later, legal tensions flared again. During an interview with Katie Couric, Mayweather addressed the 2010 domestic incident, claiming Harris had lied and that he had merely restrained her because she was on drugs. Josie Harris, furious at the implication, fired back with a $20 million defamation lawsuit, alleging that Floyd was trying to rewrite the past and protect his image. The lawsuit remained in limbo for several years and never reached a definitive conclusion, as Harris tragically passed away in 2020. While her death led to the dismissal of the case, the controversy remains an indelible part of Mayweather's legacy. Chantel Jackson lawsuit, 2014 to 2020. Mayweather's former fiancée, Chantel Jackson, also brought legal claims against him, alleging a range of disturbing behavior. According to Jackson, Floyd was controlling, emotionally abusive, and even hacked her phone to access private content, which he later posted online. The invasion of privacy angle added another layer of concern, especially in an era increasingly focused on digital rights and personal autonomy. The legal battle dragged on for years, with both sides trading accusations and legal filings. While the case never resulted in a high-profile trial, it deepened the public's divided opinion on Mayweather. To some, these stories were red flags. To others, they were just part of the cost of fame. As the digital gold rush swept through celebrity culture, Floyd Mayweather, never one to miss a flashy trend, jumped headfirst into the world of cryptocurrency. But what was initially seen as a savvy move into cutting-edge tech would soon spiral into scandal, settlements, and skepticism. Centra Tech Promotion, 2018. Back in 2017, Mayweather was among the first high-profile celebrities to publicly endorse an initial coin offering, ICO. He posted on Instagram with the caption, "You can call me Floyd Crypto Mayweather from now on." The promotion was for a company called Centra Tech, which claimed to be revolutionizing cryptocurrency payments through a debit card linked to digital wallets. The pitch was polished, the hype was heavy, and it drew in thousands of hopeful investors. What wasn't disclosed at the time? Mayweather had been paid $100,000 to promote the ICO. By 2018, federal authorities had shut Centra Tech down, calling it a fraudulent scheme. Its founders were arrested and later sentenced. The fallout was swift. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, fined Mayweather, who agreed to pay $750,000 in penalties and disgorgement for failing to disclose his compensation. It was a headline-grabbing moment, not just because of the fine, but because it cast doubt on Mayweather's business acumen. For a man whose entire brand hinges on elite-level wealth and decision-making, this was more than a financial blunder. It was a trust breaker. The public began to question whether Floyd truly understood the deals he was promoting, or if he was just cashing checks without doing the homework. Ethereum Max lawsuit, 2022. But if Centra Tech was a stumble, the Ethereum Max scandal nearly turned into a full-blown fall. In 2022, Mayweather found himself in hot legal water once again, this time named in a class action lawsuit alongside Kim Kardashian. The complaint? Promoting a now infamous token called Ethereum Max, EMAX, which saw a massive spike in value, only to crash spectacularly afterward. Critics and investors alike claimed the token was part of a pump-and-dump operation. According to the lawsuit, celebrity promoters created artificial buzz, encouraged everyday people to invest, and then allegedly cashed out while prices were high, leaving average investors in the dust. Though the court ultimately dismissed the lawsuit against Mayweather in 2023 due to lack of standing and failure to prove fraud, the reputational damage lingered. Media outlets and financial analysts openly questioned why someone with Mayweather's wealth and influence would attach himself to such a volatile and unproven asset. To many, it reinforced a troubling pattern. Floyd Mayweather was either making reckless decisions or willing to risk his credibility for a paycheck. If Mayweather thought the crypto chaos was the final round of his financial scrutiny, he was mistaken. In 2025, social media erupted once again when Logan Paul, the influencer-turned-boxer who fought Mayweather in a highly publicized exhibition in 2021, took to his podcast and social media to accuse Floyd of stiffing him on a major payday. According to Logan, Mayweather owed him $5 million from the bout and had been dodging payment for years. He vented in interviews, saying, "Floyd is the richest broke dude I've ever met." The claim wasn't entirely new. Paul had hinted at payment issues since late 2021, but in 2025 he doubled down, revealing that the delayed payment allegedly forced him to postpone personal investments and business moves. The situation reignited fan wars across platforms, with hashtags like #PayLogan and #TeamFloyd trending for days. Mayweather, known for rarely engaging in these kinds of disputes publicly, issued no formal statement. But, behind the scenes, sources close to the boxing world claimed that exhibition match contracts are notoriously complex, especially when PPV revenue is involved. Payouts can be delayed, recalculated, or disputed, depending on back-end earnings. Still, the optics weren't great. To critics, it suggested Mayweather might be cash flow challenged despite his mountain of assets. To supporters, it was just another media circus built on partial truths. Either way, the situation added fuel to the growing fire of public perception. Was Mayweather truly as liquid as he looked on Instagram? Or was the empire more illusion than invincibility? Despite the swirling speculation, viral memes, and relentless media coverage, Floyd Mayweather is adamant. The rumors of his financial downfall are greatly exaggerated. In typical money fashion, the retired boxing legend hasn't shied away from addressing the gossip. He's leaned in, flexed harder, and doubled down on his wealth claims. In a recent social media post, complete with a luxury watch, designer drip, and his signature stacks of cash, Mayweather fired back at the noise. Don't let the internet fool you. I'm still pulling in millions every month without even stepping into the ring. My investments speak for themselves. Among his biggest rebuttals, real estate. Mayweather pointed to what he describes as a multi-million-dollar portfolio spread across Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Miami, and, most notably, New York City. In what many saw as a not-so-subtle jab at the doubters, Floyd claimed he had recently gifted his grandson a building in NYC's Diamond District, a symbolic gesture intended to prove that his empire is not only intact, but thriving enough to pass down generational wealth. To some fans, it was peak Mayweather, bold, unapologetic, and dripping with confidence. But critics and skeptics weren't convinced. While gifting real estate to family is a grand gesture, public records verifying the $402 million deal Floyd previously bragged about have yet to surface. In fact, analysts argue that many of Mayweather's investment claims lack transparency, something not uncommon for high-profile figures who operate in private equity and luxury markets. And when past exaggerations, like the Centra Tech promotion and unclear ownership stakes in properties, are placed under the microscope, each new claim is met with a raised eyebrow instead of applause. The digital age demands receipts, and in the court of public opinion, social media bravado isn't always enough. That said, Mayweather still boasts an enviable lifestyle by any metric: private jets, luxury cars, and high-end appearances that reportedly pay him 6 to 7 figures per event. He may not be publicly traded, but he's certainly still privately branded. The big question isn't, is Floyd broke? Because the answer is likely no. It's more nuanced than that. Is the wealth real-time and liquid, or is it wrapped up in assets, appearances, and Instagram optics? In today's age of financial transparency, fans want to know, is it money in the bank or money on paper? For over 2 decades, Floyd Mayweather wasn't just a boxer. He was a phenomenon, undefeated in the ring, unmatched in pay-per-view sales, untouchable when it came to self-promotion. From gold-plated jets to million-dollar watches, the Mayweather lifestyle wasn't just luxury, it was legacy. But as the lights dim and the headlines shift, a new narrative is taking shape. The glitz, the glamour, the gold-plated jets, was it all part of the myth or the man? Because now, the spotlight is turning inward, not on his jabs and hooks, but on his books and balance sheets. With controversy after controversy, lawsuit after lawsuit, and unverified deal after deal, the question looms: is this the final round for Floyd Money Mayweather's empire? Or just another headline in the never-ending saga of boxing's biggest showman? With the internet buzzing, haters trolling, and fans holding out hope for a comeback, not in the ring, but in the realm of reputation, this story is far from over. So, stay tuned, because if we've learned anything from Mayweather, it's that he never backs down from a fight. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video to support the channel. Subscribe to Boxing is Here for the latest updates, fight breakdowns, and expert analysis. And turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Until next time, peace out.